Today, in this video on body movements, we will talk about cartilage. So, we have already talked about bones, and now cartilage is the next important part of the skeletal system. Cartilage is semi transparent, elastic, and flexible connective tissue, and mature cartilage is relatively solid. It is not that mature cartilage will not be flexible, it has more flexibility than the bone, and it is found in the nose. Here you can see the blue part, that is actually the cartilage. Then it is also found in ears and in the pinna region. You must have seen, so this is the cartilage of pinna, they have shown on the right hand side. And then in trachea also it is found, which cannot be seen from the outside, but it is present in the trachea. Then covering of bones is movable, in movable joints, that is the synovial joints. There also you may find the cartilage, as we have seen in the very first picture. Now it maintains shape and flexibility of the organ and also supports the structure. Then the next most important part which helps in body movements is muscles. So muscles are bundle of tissues with the ability to contract and are responsible for movements in the body. Let's say when we breathe in and breathe out, so our entire chest area expands, as you can see in the picture, and contracts. This is happening due to the muscles. The heart is also beating due to the cardiac muscles expanding and contracting. The muscles actually initiate the movements of the skeleton as well as the internal body organs also. So, depending upon the different functions, or means depending upon whether the function are involuntary or voluntary, we have different types of muscles. As you can see, that smooth muscle tissue is there, which has involuntary control, and then cardiac muscle tissue, which is also having involuntary control, and then we have skeletal muscle tissue, which is under our voluntary control. Now, what is muscular movement? Movement by contraction of muscles is called the muscular movement, and this contraction of muscles happen in certain regions in human body which exhibit muscular movement. For example, movement of limbs, movement of jaw, tongue, eyelids. So, how do muscular tissues they cause movement? Muscles are actually made up of muscular tissues, as I have shown you here earlier, which contain muscle fibers. So, these muscle fibers contain contractile proteins, which enables contraction and relaxation. Contraction and relaxation of the muscle fibers causes movements of the bones. As the muscle fibers contracts, the bone attached to it is also pulled, as you can see in the picture, and thus it causes movement. So, in this way, we have discussed in detail how movements are possible in human beings. Now, we will talk a little about the other organisms as to how they can move. So, first of all, we will talk about earthworms. Now, these are reddish brown terrestrial invertebrate, and they are also called farmer's friend, as we all know. So, body of an earthworm, when we see, then we can look that it has segmented body from head to tail. That is why these types of worms are also known as segmented worm. Body is segmented with partitions called septum, and each segment has muscles and bristles called setae. Now, movement in earthworm, how it is done? So, they do not have bones, they move only with the help of muscles. They have longitudinal as well as circular muscles in each segment of their bodies. You can see the segments. So, in each segment, they have longitudinal as well as circular muscles. So, whenever there is contraction of circular muscle and relaxation of longitudinal muscle, then this particular segment expands. And when circular muscle relaxes and a longitudinal muscle contracts, it causes shortening of the body. So this causes a slow movement of the earthworm. Now next animal is snail. Now they have soft unsegmented body. They carry the shell on their back which acts as an exoskeleton. Now they move at a very slow speed, and muscular foot helps in the movement of the snail. Then let's see the movement in cockroaches. They have segmented body. Body can be divided into three prominent regions, that is head, thorax and abdomen. Body is covered by exoskeleton, and it has two pairs of wings, three pairs of legs, forelegs, middle legs and hind legs. So muscles of the legs, they control the movement of the legs while crawling, and muscles of the breast control the movement of wings while flying. Now let's see that how do birds move. Birds, first of all, they have very lightweight bones, hollow bones in their skeleton, and the bones are also lesser in number. So they have strong and powerful muscles of the breast and tail, which help them in controlling the movement of wings during the flight and also in changing directions. So they have legs also for movement on the ground. Then we will talk about movements in fish. Here, the body shape enables their smooth movement in water. The shape of their body is streamlined, which offers the least possible resistance to the moving water. And it has strong muscles on the skeleton, which help them in swimming, and fins, which control the balance and direction during swimming. Then let's see the movement in snakes. They do not have vertebral column as such. They have very long and flexible backbone. They have thin muscles and scales which help in their movement. So in this way, we have finished this chapter, body movements. I hope you would have understood all the topics.